let me tell you, I can wake up today, you make me a premier of that particular province. Within 3 years, I will have turned that province to one of the best performing provinces in the country. Because Limpopo, number one, has got minerals. We've got the agricultural advantage in terms of agricultural production, right? We've got the tourist advantage. These are mineral resources and energy in the whole country. 7 directors of all provincial directors were all Venda speakers. And the licenses in mining, that's why you've got so many Venda speakers having mining license and mining and making business in mining, is because those guys at DMR were giving their fellow people licenses. And if you are not, I've written about these things. Enoch Sotonga's song became popular because of Reverend Mboweni, who is a Tsonga man, who was a reverend in the Methodist Church. He
Mashia the politically incorrect and comments on Tsakubile and Tsakukwatenkofu. My leader, how are you?
I'm fine, and you? I'm very, very angry.
What disturbed you this time around?
What disturbed me is the level of tribalism in Limpopo. See, people don't understand what tribalism is. They think tribalism is calling me Lichangani, or someone calling a Sutu person Vesha and all of that, or calling me Mutroga or whatever that you can call me. That's just, it's a low level of tribalism. It's got no impact in my life.
Yes.
If someone calls me Lichangani, it doesn't have an impact in my life. Yes, I will feel insulted.
Yes.
But it doesn't have an impact in my life. That's why people don't understand it. It's the same as racism. If someone calls me a kafir, it does not have an impact in my life. But if someone systematically exclude me, that is racism at the highest level. Because that particular racism seeks to make sure that I remain poor forever. The same is with the tribalism. When people strategically exclude you, they are actually practicing a very high level form of tribalism. So in Limpopo province, and people don't want to talk about these things, and it has been happening for a very long time. 25 years or 30 years down the line, people don't want to confront the cancer of tribalism. Do you know today, people who live here in Gauteng and go to Thohoyandou, they still say they are going to Venda. But people who live here and go to Leboa home, they will not say that we are going to Leboa. Or if they live here and go to Sishiko, they will not say we are going to Leboa. They will say we are going to Sishiko, we are going to Skukune, we are going to all of that. But there is only one tribe in this particular country.
Let's engage him on this.
Yes.
So, Venda of old was Venda because of the Bantustan.
The territorial Bantustan.
Yeah, Yampib.
Yes.
And how he was given.
Yes.
So you are saying, in other words, people from Mabopani, and when they go home, they say they either go to Mabopani or they go to Odi, or they don't say we are going to Butatwana.
You understand?
Also, that's where you have a problem.
And people who go to Umtata, for example,
they don't say
we are going to Transkei, or someone saying I'm going to Siskai. You understand? So, but in South Africa, we are remaining with one problematic area. Let's forget about KZN, because it's a combination of KwaZulu and Natal, right? So no one says I'm going to Zululand, right?
Okay.
Now what has happened in South Africa? There is people who live here, go to Thohoyandou, go to Musina, go to Lotrigat, go to Chakuma and other areas, and said we're going to Venda, still recognizing the Apartheid Bantustan boundaries, right?
Hold it there. Yes. Because I want you to dwell on it. You do acknowledge that, like, to me, when it lands on my ears, I'm thinking, well, I don't think they mean malice when they say so. Let me decode it. Maybe someone does it.
Let me decode it. It is meant with a very serious malice and a very serious agenda, and it's strategic. right? You need to understand it from that particular point. Because every one of us have killed the Bantustan tech, right? Everyone. There is no one who lives there and say, I'm going to Gazankulu when they go to Giyani. No one does that. They say they are going to Giyani. And they recognize the boundaries there as Mopani, right?
Yes,
because we are under Mopani district municipality.
Yes. True.
And people who go to Malamlele, they will say we are going to Malamlele. And if they were to recognize a district, then they will say we are going to Bembe district, right? But there is a specific tribe that when they go to home, they will say, no, we are going to Venda. And over that, they will say, we Shumela Venda, right? So the apartheid Bantustan mentality has not died. And this apartheid Bantustan mentality digs deeper into the system, right? Because you need to, because I deal with states. I'm not going to stack some things. I deal with states, right? If you go to departments of health in Limpopo, where the current premier of Limpopo was an MEC, it is the majority of the employees there are Venda speakers. You see, you take someone from Yerere, right? They call it Venda, so-called Venda. They hire that particular person to go and become a cleaner in Palabora, or to go and become a cleaner in Giyani, right? In a clinic or in a public institution. Are you saying people from Giyani or people from Palabora are incapable of sweeping with a broom? So that is the level at which this Shumela Venda methodology has grown into the system and become systematic, and it robs people, other tribes and other people. You see, one of the leaders of the EFF, he's paid, by the way, now a Tsonga guy is speaking here. You were going to say, no, it was the EFF leader in Limpopo is paid, raised this particular issue. The ANC in Limpopo ran and said, no, it's not true. And he was being realistic and said, look at where Popira Matuba used to work before. Go there and check. Now she's at...
who's that for reference? Who's the EFF leader?
I forgot his, but we can Google him. One of the leaders, I think, the EFF leader in Limpopo. Yes. Is the current EFF leader in Limpopo. Okay. He spoke about this particular thing, right? Now, you go and look at the office of Popura Matuba right now, at his the office of the premier, right? You look at the composition of Lidet in Limpopo, and the parastatal therefore in Limpopo. It gives you a glimpse of how Shumela Venda works. Are you saying we don't have professionals at our disposal who are Pedi, who are Tsonga, who are Ndebele in Limpopo, who are Swati, because these are combinations of nations that lives in that. Yet majority of that particular province is Pedi. Secondly, Tsonga becomes second in terms of numbers. And third is Venda speakers. But the Venda speakers then dominate. And then I had a bizarre interview from one person that I respected previously, the former state general. And he said, no, Venda is a base of African languages because Venda speak all the languages. When they work, where you used to work, there was a Venda guy that used to hire all Venda interns. It's tribalism and nepotism. It's got nothing to do with people being skilled. Me and you, Mashian, when we come to Gauteng, we learn these languages here for survival. It doesn't mean we are smarter than everyone, right? So if a Tsonga guy from Giyani comes to Limpopo, it's not a base that Venda is. Vendas and Tsongas, when they come to Gauteng, they learn languages because it's for survival. We are minority. The majority speaks Zulu, right? So what do? You need to learn Zulu so that you can survive. So it's not some special things that Vendas and Tsongas and people from Limpopo have. It's because they do that for survival reason. You need to decode it at that particular level. But the former state general reduced himself to that particular level of thinking. I don't know, maybe he was throwing some, sort of left punch at the current statistician general. Because, people are like that. I found it very silly for him to have said that. But here it is. When you look at numbers tells you Limpopo is predominantly Pedi in terms of numbers. Tsongas come second, Vendas come third, right? But the Vendas in that particular province are running things and things are collapsing. If they were that smart, why is the province collapsing? You don't have strategic.
Wait.
You don't have the strategic thinking that builds the province. Let me tell you, I can wake up today, you make me a premier of that particular province. Within 3 years, I will have turned that province to one of the best performing provinces in the country. Because Limpopo, number one, has got minerals. We've got the agricultural advantage in terms of agricultural production, right? We've got the tourist advantage. These are money spinners that I'm talking about in terms of how you see your economy, right? So you go agro-processing. So if you've got all those fruits and you process that, you juices, all of the things. So Limpopo has the ability, the capability of things being done correctly. But the things is, we sorry to say this, we've got clowns that are in charge of government in that particular province. That makes it extremely difficult for that province to thrive. That's why majority of our people who are here in Gauteng trying to find greener pastures, because at home, blind people are leading us. And they're making it difficult for us to survive at that particular. A province that is so rich. Limpopo is richer than Gauteng. If you go at the Skukuna area, right, it's got chrome. It's got gold. So what are you talking about? You go to the Mukopane area, they've got platinum. They've got chrome. So there are resources that if you've got leaders that are serious about leading, they can turn that into something that you've got these phenomena of zamazamas. The mines, the dilapidated mines, the zamazamas are getting something out of it. Why can't you go and refurbish those mines and make sure that people get employment, right? So here is another element of making sure that the province thrive. Limpopo has got most rural roads that are dusty roads. We suffer because we do not have water, right? Why are you not building dams? It's infrastructural projects that will create jobs. That the money that people get, they will put it back into the economy, will make the economy thrive. If you have 3 dams projects, those projects will take you probably 15 years to build. So imagine the level of economy that you are creating there. Roads infrastructure. If you were to tar the roads that are gravel in Limpopo, imagine the amount of economy you are creating. But also you are making the roads to be accessible for tourist reasons. So I'm saying to you,
does not seem like it's a Venda problem.
It's a who is in charge of the province?
She just came into power.
No. Who is in charge of the province? You must be realistic. Who is in charge of the province?
Okay,
They've always been in charge. The fact that you see the other problem that people make, it's like yesterday I saw a video of her getting in Marula Festival, dancing to a Tsonga song, and she's speaking Tsonga. The most tribalistic people are the people that actually knows your language. So let me tell you, who is Castle? Where is Castle Matale from?
From
but what are his roots? He's from Congo, but what are his roots?
It's Lemba.
Yes. Well, who are the Lemba? So don't say she just came. Who was in charge? So I'm drawing you to that particular level. So I'm saying to you, we have a problem. In Limpopo, we've got a tribalistic problem. We've got Shumela Venda problem that need to be destroyed. It's a cancer that is killing that province, right?
No.
So if you look at employment, now I can decode everything, right? Do you know in Limpopo there is not even a single Tsonga judge in the High Courts, both in Toyando and Polokwane High Court?
No.
So we
wait,
go. If you
no,
go,
no. I want you to please.
Yes.
There's no a Tsonga speaking, or there's no Tsonga origin judge.
Tsonga speaking judge. So a Mutsonga that is a judge in those divisions. There is not even a Chauke that can speak. There is not even one Tsonga, whether the person is identified with the Tsonga surname or anything of that sort. But now let's decode that. I wanted to go and give you an understanding.
When you do that, are you gonna give me a chance?
Yeah, I will. But because I want to decode this so that we understand each other clearly.
Please
the problem that we have in that province. You see, if you look at Vembe West and Vembe East of Department of Education, right? In Vembe West, there is only 3 Tsonga speaking circuit managers and 2 curriculum advisors. And it's pure educational genocide. Let me decode it for you. Out of 14 circuits.
Only 3
and 2 curriculum advisors are Tsongas, right? Okay. So it's 14, 2, 3. Now, what is happening is the Department of Education nowadays don't call people at school and say submit your CVs to the school. People submit CVs at the district offices, and the district will then take the CV. When there is a position at the school, they will send a teacher there. So what is happening, if you look at Vembe, at the Tsonga areas, the Tsonga schools now have almost 30 to 35% Tsonga speaking teachers. Whenever there is a post for teachers, the people at the district who are Venda speakers then sends teachers to Tsonga schools. It's a purposeful educational genocide. Because language is a very critical thing. You must understand that. For learners at a rural school to understand and interact with a teacher is critical. So are they saying, so Tsonga teachers are all over the place who qualified for teaching. They're all of Pumalang and they're looking for, because they can't have a space even at their village. So that is the level of the cancer of the Shumela Venda tribalism that is engulfed Limpopo province. If you go, I'm telling you, even people from areas such as Mkopane, Waterways, and all of that, they can tell you at Department of Department of Health. There was a time, if you could look at clinical managers at hospitals, they were all vendors. Are you saying medical doctors? You get a medical doctor that qualified with more than 10 years experience, then they bring a junior vendor doctor, works for 2 years. After 2 years, Popira Matuba then appoints that particular boy as a clinical manager, managing a well-experienced medical doctor that has been there for a long time. So that is the level of tribalism that we're talking about. And people need to wake up to this reality, and we need equality, right? So equality is very painful, and people don't want to talk about that. Vendors do deserve as well an opportunity to work, but they should not be the only one that are working. They should not be the only one that gets opportunities, right? Everybody should have an equal chance. So this is the same mentality that white people had, that if you challenge them, they will feel uncomfortable. You know how we are working. It was not merit. A white young boy who just came out of matric will become your manager when you have got almost 15 years experience. He comes in there for 6 months, you teach him the job, then after that he becomes your manager. It's the same thing that is happening with the tribalism that is happening in Limpopo, especially against us Tsonga people. So we are the Banyamulengo of the Limpopo province, right? You know why I'm saying that? You need to understand this. The Tsongas are found in Swaziland. We are found in South Africa, both in Limpopo province, Gauteng, KZN, Northwest, and Mpumalanga. That's where we are found in this. We are found in Mozambique, in the province of Maputo Ciudad, in the province of Gaza, in Nyembani province. We are also found in Zimbabwe, in Chirezi, right? In Chirezi district, Masvingo province, in Chirezi district. All those areas, Katova, Nikasengwe, and all of that, we are found there. So we just exactly like the Banyamlengo, who, when they are at these countries, they will tell you you're not South Africa enough. The Tsongas, I interact with the Tsongas in Zimbabwe. I visit them. I'm going to recently visit them. I'm invited there again. They will tell you, the Zimbabweans will tell you, you guys are not Zimbabwean enough. You go to Mozambique, there was a time when the Machanga guy, not Machanganyisa, not Andrea Machanganyisa, the second guy of Renamo that was in charge, Dlakama, will say the Tsongas in Mozambique, they should all go back to KwaZulu-Natal because they don't belong here. So everywhere we are being told we don't belong here. In South Africa, you will told go up to Mozambique. In Mozambique, you will have a Dlakama that was killing our people, saying, no, you Tsongas in Mozambique, you belong in KZN. In South Africa, we are told that those ones that are in Zimbabwe, they will either be told go to Mozambique or go to South Africa. Those that are in Swaziland, which in fact before Swaziland, that area was the Tsonga area. There are archaeological evidence that proves that the first people to reside in what you call Swaziland were the Tsongas. The Ndlovu, the Mate were the resident of that particular area. But if you go there, the level of tribalism will tell you, they will tell, there is a recent guy, Tiban, was told, you are not a Swati, you are a Tsonga, you can't say anything. In Swaziland, you will be told, either go to South Africa or go to Mozambique. That is the pain of being Tsonga in South Africa. And you need to understand our anger as people, that this is the level of anger. Let me go home, where me and you come from, right? I want to go home where me and you come from, in our district called Mopani district. Do you know, let me not talk about the province, because those things of province, it's pure madness. Let's just go at the level of Mopani. Mopani was one, I will call, progressive district previously. I will not talk those things of Wembe because they will put Tsonga puppet there and the vendors will still control it. So in Mopani, you'll have a person from Tsanin being a district mayor, executive mayor. You'll have someone from Litaba taking over. Then you will have, recently you have Puleshai, and you will have, taking over as coming from Palabra. So all the sub-regions were then, now it's time for Giyani to take over. And it's a Tsonga person who that has to take over, right? Now, Puleshai, who I respect so much, I think he has done a lot of things in the district in terms of how he has changed how Mopani district municipality should be governed, is going for the third term as the ANC regional chairperson. I think, I'm not saying they must put Goodman Tileni as the chairperson, but I think it's time for Pule to give other people a chance, and special people from Giyani. If he's not happy with Goodman, then let him look at somebody else from that particular region. Because this is time for Giyani to ascend. So it raises another question of tribalism. To say, you are saying, because Mopani, why? Because Mopani has got over a billion rand budget to run that particular municipality. So we are not good enough to go and run a billion rand budget. That's why we're not good enough to run billions of rand budget at a provincial level, because you will never have a Tsonga premier there running things, right? So the Tsongas are saying enough is enough. So we have formed a new movement to deal specifically with tribalism. It's not a political party. It's a movement that, if needs be, we will then take the government to court. You know why we want to take the government to court? Because the Giyani water project started in 2009. Which year is this one? It's almost 16 years. There is no water for the people of Giyani. It's a straight up genocide. You know, let me explain to you. People who are scientific, they will tell you, borehole water, it's not healthy. We have been drinking that borehole water for over 25 years. It's not good for pregnant women. It's got chemicals. So it's a concept.
Borehole water.
Yeah, borehole water.
So you want this one from the tap that has chloride?
Yes, that is clean. That we're drinking under the Gazankulu government. We were drinking that water under the Gazankulu. It's not something new to us.
But you are reverting back to
no. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you an example to say we are not wanting something that we've never had.
Oh, okay.
We've had this thing before, right? So 25 years down the line, we don't have water, right? 25 years down the line, pregnant women are at risk of giving birth to deformed kids because they are consuming water that has got chemical. It's a straight up planned genocide against our people.
So
there's no feeling. Groundwater. It's not safe. It depends. You know, there's places where you can have groundwater. There's Google Machine.
No. I'm not fighting with you.
Yes.
I just want you to unpack it.
Groundwater.
I just want you to unpack it.
You know what? Let me say why groundwater from our side is not safe.
No, but you listen to me. I want you to listen to me.
I want to finish this.
No. Don't lose that point.
I want to finish the chain of thought.
No. Finish that.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning you. I'm giving you an opportunity. Explain to our audience when you say groundwater. So are you saying the groundwater itself comes dated with chemicals, or because the soil is eroded or the soil is infected and then it comes with chemicals?
Okay.
I want to put it clearly for you, because you are going to run the risk of people thinking, well, not every borehole has chemicals.
Not every borehole. The Giyani area and Palabora area and the Malamulele area, it's highly contaminated with minerals.
Okay.
You understand? That area is rich with minerals. If there is one area that is rich with gold and all sorts of mineral, it's that area of ours.
Okay.
So the chemicals comes from those minerals.
Natural?
It's natural.
Okay.
Natural. But it's not good for human consumption. You understand? It's not good for human consumption. So if you were to have a borehole in Polokwane,
do you have a study that you want to suggest
there is something like that. I'll send you. Okay. I'll send you something that relates to that. That water, the people who are into these geology things, they will tell you. It's not good water for people to consume.
It's fine.
Right?
Like I said, we can pass it.
Yeah. That's why when HW in some ways he took over as a chief minister, in 20 years that he was in power, he managed to build 5 towns, provided water to all those towns, because he understood the danger of the water that people who consume water from Lototsi River, Ashtrobin, because it was not going deeper, it was just water, you could consume that, clean it, and yes. But the way you go deeper, the water that you find deeper It's not safe. It's got chemicals. It's not healthy, right? So you need to understand it from that particular point of view. So that's what I'm saying, to say that we need to decode this particular thing and put it with an understanding of what this thing is about. So we need to understand.
So if I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you said Bapedi at the top of the pecking order, Tsonga, and then of course Venda. Yes. And I'm worried that with all the problems, why do you target the poor Venda without targeting Bonaba Pedi?
No, I'm coming to the pedis.
No, my problem is you saying all these problems.
No, I'm coming. Mashiach.
Shumela Venda and stuff. And I'm wondering through.
I'm coming.
You are saying that the minority, but you're pushing all the problems to them.
I'm coming there. I'm coming there before I leave. I'm coming there. The problem of Bapedi in the province, just like the Venda of Shumela, is the Bapedi who are concentrated in Sekhukhune.
Okay.
Very tribalistic group of pedis.
But they are the pedis.
Yes. Very tribalistic group of, because there is a difference. You must understand.
That's why we need to unpack it to our audience.
We need to unpack it at that particular level.
When we say Bapedi, we are talking about them.
Yes. Because you must understand. Me, I don't recognize everyone in Limpopo as Bapedi. I recognize them as Northern Sotho.
Yes. No, that's why I thought for the audience, explain why you say
exactly. There's Batlokwa who have lived with them as Batsonga. In fact, when our great grandfathers came here, some of us, when they were fighting wars, they protected some of Batlokwas.
Yes.
They were protected by our great grandfathers. So the level of hatred from Batlokwa towards Batsonga is very minimal compared to the Sekhukhune. It's a very different. We had a man there, they called him Mutuality. They've got a municipality named after him. What's that man? He hated our people. I forget his name, Elias or something like that.
He's the prime minister.
A pure. No, not Ramatlo.
No, Ramatlo.
Yeah, the man died. It was Elias Mutuality. A tribalistic of note. It's just like that Nyaupe boy from Sishiku. A tribalistic of note. Now, you need to understand that we had that problem because Limpopo province has always been controlled by the vendors and the people from Sekhukhune. You are aware of that?
No, I'm not.
Where was Silo Mloto from?
I don't know.
Where is Ngwakura Matlodi from? Where was this recent guy that was a premier now from?
Matabat.
All of them?
From Bupedi.
No, they are all from Sekhukune's side.
Yes,
that's what I mean.
Yes,
they've always been. So that group has always been the one that controls and mess up the province at a higher level. So I'm saying, so I was dealing with the first layer of the Shumela.
You know what I don't want us
now,
to do?
Now I want to deal with the second layer of it, of the combination between this.
I'm not interrogating you. I just want for the audience. I want you to do it for the audience because don't assume they understand everything you say. When you name that, also name that in northern Sesotho, where all these languages comes from, and they ended up calling it Sepedi, is because Sepedi is the biggest of all the dialect.
Yes, the dialect.
Yes, and that's why we are all assuming.
Some of them they are bastardized. In fact,
of course.
In fact, Balobedu should not be. My great grandmother was Mlobedu. Wakamahale, Wakanagambe. So it's an injustice to call Balobedu Pedi.
That's exactly.
It's an injustice that is happening.
That's why I want to show you
something. I want to show you something. The Balobedu of Mjaji have always been protected by the Tsongas. We have always lived together with that group, right? Until the recent emergence of wayward politicians that have tried to divide these two groups living together and doing things towards common unity, fighting colonialism, and many other things that they fought together, right? Because Mjaji was not militarily strong. And this is something that people need to admit. She had the powers for rainmaking, but she did not have the military powers. The Tsongas had the military power. They could fight militarily. So they protected that particular kingdom. It's historic that kingdom for over a period of time was protected by Tsonga speakers. To protect. So you could see that there was always a relationship between these groups living together and protecting each other. Now, I want to go to this one that I want to I want to delve into.
Yes,
Of the Pedis. The Pedis have tried to make life very difficult for everyone in that province, except for the people of Tondo, because those one they could become a sub of them and just oppress everyone. And that is the problem of that province, because what you are doing, if you use tribalistic and nepotistic way of doing things, you are robbing the province of talent. If there is a talented Pedi guy, if there is a talented Mohanangwa, if there is a talented Butloko man, if there is a talented Mulovedu, there is a talented Tsonga guy, there is a talented Venda guy, you can put him to do things because you are looking after your own people based on tribalistic line and based on nepotistic line. So that is the problem that I'm talking about. That let's hire people on merit. We are taking away skills. Let me tell you, if you were to look at successful Tsonga businessmen, all of them, they thrive in Gauteng. All of them, they thrive. They can't make it in that province because it's difficult. You can't even get funding. You understand? So if you look at them, that they've built media empire here, they've built all the things that they've built. Now let me go to this one. It's a painful one, this one. In the whole of South Africa, there was a time where because you know, it's scary. We allow tribalism to infest our country at that particular level. There was a time that there was only one white guy and one other guy of another nation as a director or as a head of Department of Mineral Resources and Energy in the whole country. 7 directors of all provincial directors were all Venda speakers. And the licenses in mining, that's why you've got so many Venda speakers having mining license and mining and making business in mining, is because those guys at DMR were giving their fellow people licenses. And if you are not in Venda Mashiane, you come as a Malaji guy from Palawura or Mulubedu, you want that, it will be difficult for you to get a mining license. I can tell you, I only know 2 Tsonga people with a mining license since the dawn of democracy. 2. But you've got more than 30 vendor guys with mining licenses. So these are the realities that we need to talk about. Confront these issues head on and talk about it and say something is wrong here. Because you are building up a level of some of us will start a new M23 in Limpopo to fight back. But we're fighting these things intellectually. We don't want to use weapons because I don't think people who use weapons are smart. I think they're stupid. People who fight and use guns are not smart. Smart people fight and talk about things and resolve things. So I'm calling on Popira Matuba. It's a call to her. She must change a tribalistic way. The areas in the Tsonga areas have got there is only one health center. All the hospital in Tsonga areas have got not even a single hospital in Tsonga areas have got a referral hospital. The clinic in Tsonga areas are dilapidated. I'm calling on her to change her ways and take us serious. Give our people opportunities.
Allow me to counter. So Poppy is the first premier of Venda speaking.
No, she's not.
Who were the others?
Who was Kasal Matal?
No. That's why I want to, because I want to know.
She's the second. She's a second Venda speaking premier. Let me show you something.
You see,
when the University of Venda.
Give me a chance so I can build up.
Now,
it's for the audience so they can understand.
Yes, Mashian, I want to finish.
We are going to lose this trail of thought.
Yes, because I want to finish with this. Before I forget, do you know when Dr. Thomas Chauke some years ago was honored by the University of Venda? The Venda tribalists started advocating for Colbert Mukwebo to be given a doctorate. They had not, for all this, they never thought Colbert Mukwebo deserved a doctoral honors. But since the university gave Dr. Thomas Chauke, they thought, no, we can't give not only this Tsonga guy, we are fighting, we want, they were sleeping, they were not, so it's a level of culmination of tribalism. You understand?
But is that tribalism?
It is. Why were they not thinking about this particular person at the time to get these things? When you honor someone, you honor the person because of the work that they've done. You can't compare Colbert Mukwebo's work and that of Dr. Thomas Chauke. You can't. It's impossible, right? So when you honor someone, when universities confer some sort of honor to a person, it's because of the kind of work that particular person have done.
Let's talk about...
There's no scandal, all sorts of things that you look at, okay, this person, there was no scandal, there was not... Then you say, okay, this person deserves this
Tell me about the organization, why you would want to take government to court
we
if
would
they
want
do
to
not
take to government
accede to your pressure
if they
to
don't
fix the water problems.
If they don't fix water problems, they don't make sure that Tsonga areas have got properly run clinics, they don't make sure that our own people also have jobs, get government jobs, if they don't make sure that service delivery is given in our areas, we have proper roads to drive on, because we've got cars that needs to be driven on tar road. We can't always drive on a gravel road. There is many issues that we feel need to be addressed. And this over concentration of leadership, we also need our own people to lead. They are capable of leading. So if these things are not addressed, we are ready to hold the bull by its horn, and we want to take this government to court.
What's the name of this organization?
The organization is called Tsonga and Machangani Against Tribalism. That is the name of the organization. Tsonga and Machangan. Because the problem of tribalism against our people even affect those that are in Bushbuck Ridge, the Tsongas that are in Bushbuck Ridge, or the Shangans that are in Bushbuck Ridge, right? It affects them as well. So we are saying they are part of us. Those that are in Tsanin and everywhere in the scope of South Africa, even those that are in Gauteng, we also include them. We're saying, guys, let's work together to fight tribalism. If these people don't want to live with us, they must say it straight that they don't want to live with us. ANC, the most votes that they get them in the Tsonga areas in Limpopo. Did you know that? Go and check statistics. We vote for people to exploit us. We vote for people to insult us. We vote for people to look down on us. We vote for people to systematically exclude us. So we are saying, if you don't listen to us, we are going to take you to court, and it's not going to be nice. Thank you, Mashian.
So you don't want to give me a chance to explore, because I disagree with you on many levels.
Yeah, you can disagree with me because you don't feel the pain of our people.
That's exactly what I want to tell you.
Yes.
So I disagree with you on many levels, but even though I disagree with you, it's not a lived experience kind of debate.
You don't have the lived experience.
Exactly.
I have the lived experience.
Yes.
I have the lived experience of a Tsonga person with a master's degree applies for a job at University of Venda, and a guy that has got a diploma gets the job of a lecturer, and the Tsonga guy doesn't get it. That is our lived experience, Mashian. Yeah. You don't understand. You are not in our shoes. You understand?
But you must allow dialogue.
Yeah. To call me with names and things, for me, it's meaningless. I don't care about that. You can call me Lishanga, you can call me baboons like Desmond Duet did with our people in 2003, calling our people baboons. It's fine. We can accept that. But we can't accept to be excluded systematically and making sure that you render our people useless. And genocidally, you want to kill our nation. We're not going to allow that. That is the kind of things that we're fighting for. So you will not understand.
Let's unpack it more.
Yes.
I've spoken to comedians and I've told them, and the people I used to go to comedy scenes with them, I told them one of the reasons I stopped going to comedy shows and comedy nights is the always referral, especially on sexual content, referring to Limpopo, Bavenda and Changani and stuff.
Yes.
Does it hurt you as much as it does?
It does.
I find it
because it's not comedy.
Monotonous.
No, it's not comedy.
It's tribalism. Everyone makes that joke.
Look, it's not comedy. It's someone who feels they are more superior than us. So they are using a platform that they have to disseminate a message out there to tell people that actually these guys are baboons, we're better than them, right? Mature comedy is different from the kind of balderdash that we hear in South Africa being, disguised as comedy. It's not comedy, it's balderdash. There is very few comedians in South Africa, very few. The rest are just people that are masquerading as comedians that have got a lot of balderdash that they need to spew, in the public, and they use the comedy platform to spew the balderdash, right? You can only count Trevor Noah. I don't know which other ones. There's very few, right, that are really serious comedians and are not entangled in comedy of insulting people, of insulting tribes, of being ethnological about their comics. Right? So that is the level that I'm saying. That you can hurt me, but it doesn't hurt my society, right? What hurt my society is to exclude them systematically and render them useless and render them jobless and render them poor. Don't give them opportunities. So we are going to be at a situation where all Tsonga people with qualifications that went to university will have to say, no, for me to survive, I need to go out of South Africa because in this country, I can't get opportunities. If I'm not going to start my own business, if I want to be a professional, I can't use my professionalism because I will be excluded economically, because that is what is happening. So I'm saying, Mashiane, you don't have my lived experience. When they look at you, they said, oh, it's Mashiane. Your surname fits very well with being taken care of, with your CV being recognized first, with you being given that particular funding when you want funding. But with me, when they look at my surname and Shirambu, then I become a target to say, no, this is the baboon. I don't want to give this guy an opportunity. Right? Because so what you are doing to this country is you are not giving our people an opportunity to showcase their skill and assist in building what you call South Africa. Right?
Let's talk about
my organization will be the new Afri Forum of the Tsonga to fight for the right of Tsonga speaking people. Do you know most Tsonga people stay in Midrand? Majority. They own houses, who work in Gauteng, but none of the Midrand schools offer Tsonga as a language. It's a genocide against our people. It's a concerted effort to kill our language. It's a concerted effort to reduce us to nothingness. That's why our numbers are not growing. Because later on in years, our people start speaking other people's languages because they are afraid of being looked down after. There's so many Tsonga speaking people here by origin who are Tsonga, but there are no more Tsonga now because you guys have made sure that it becomes difficult for them to survive in this country. It becomes difficult for them to be human. We are not human, we are half human, we are second-class citizens. I'm saying we are going to fight so that you can recognize us as the same level as you. The same way apartheid was fought, we were going to fight this tribalism cancer the way we fought, our people fought and won against apartheid. Because it doesn't make sense. Let me close this thing with something. Do you know the Ramabulanes are the descendant of Munyu Mutapa? You know that, right? Do you know the Mujaji are the descendant of Munyu Mutapa? Are you aware of that? Do you know the Matebulas? Some of them who are my grandmothers and grandfathers are the descendant of Munyu Mutapa. That's how tribalism has reduced people to stupidity, that they even, because I speak a language different from yours, then I become a target. Yet in terms of bloodline, some of us come from the same bloodline.
I wanted to take us a bit back, and I know it's an emotional one. So I spoke with you in the week.
Yeah.
And the gentleman who was crying that he doesn't sing the national anthem. Do you remember the conversation we had?
Yes.
He's a pilot.
Yes.
And I don't want to disclose a lot about him. He hates the national anthem because it's not incorporated in as Mutsonga. And you and I spoke about this in previous podcasts. Number two, Floyd, when they got rid of Comrade Name in MK, one of the founding members of MK, they called him Uisluan, meaning he's an animal.
Yeah.
And then they called Floyd Inyasa. You do know what a Nyasa is from Nyasa land.
Yeah.
Yes. And Floyd is under attack, heavy attack at MK. Do you think he's targeted because he's Tsonga, or you think he's targeted because he's not aligned to the politics of Natal, or do you think it's just they don't like people coming from the EFF?
No. It's not because of the fact that he comes from the EFF. They don't like him because they don't think a Tsonga person can be of a higher intellectual thinking. That's it. It's tribalism and ethnicism. Nothing else. There is no reason.
Do you sing the national anthem in full?
I don't know. I've never been at a space where I have to sing it, but let me take you back. I'll give you a history lesson. I'm a historian. Now, the national anthem that you are singing as Nkosi Sikelele, Hosi Katekisa Africa, it became known because Reverend Mboweni took the song from Enoch Sontonga and translated it into Tsonga and said the Methodist Church must start singing the song. It became popular. It was a Tsonga man who made that particular song popular. I've written about these things. Enoch Sontonga's song became popular because of Reverend Mboweni, who is a Tsonga man, who was a reverend in the Methodist Church. He introduced the song so that it can be sang in the Methodist Church.
Hold it there. So you are saying...
So I'm saying it is puzzling that today the very same people, my own people, the Mbowenis, that so it fit that this is a good song, it can be sang in our church, are being excluded. Not even a single line is in that.
Many months ago, I came across a text that suggested the Sotho version was championed by a man called Mpahlele. And I've been seeking that piece of information for a long time. I can't get it, and I can't remember where I stumbled across it. I don't know. But here's the thing. That national anthem is sang, of course, not only in South Africa, right? And would it be more pleasant to you if Xitsonga is incorporated, not into translation, but a Xitsonga verse?
Why would other languages be included and our language is not included? That should be the question, right now.
No, but the question remains.
When they started these things,
would it be more palatable?
Do you know when they started these things, before they adopt this thing called Sikelele Africa, they hired a Tsonga man to write the national anthem. Do you know that?
Right, in music writing, melodies.
No, write the song and in music writing, in melodies, in everything.
Okay.
They wanted a national anthem. S.J. Khosa, Shalati Joseph Khosa, one of the prolific Tsonga or African music writers, choral music writer, prolific, world standard. His songs have been sang all over the world.
So Khosa dropped the ball?
No, Khosa wrote. They wrote the national anthem. It was a completely different from this Kosis Kelele thing. But that was not taken.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So I wanted to take you back to these politics of the national anthem, to say S.J. Khosa wrote a national anthem that was not taken, and they opted for this one with a combination of distem and other things that they wrote there. So we are human. We also deserve a share, Mashiane, in things, right? So when it comes to I've spoken to you about the MK party, and I've told you that I would not have loved Floyd to have joined the MK. I would not have loved Floyd to join a political party who would have been better at an intellectual level, at the university, administrative in government, and giving directions and other things at a bureaucratic level. I would have loved that because I know he's skillful, he's capable, he can do that. But the reality of it is that he's at MK now, and MK it does not have central democracy. It's just like the EFF. There is no democratic centralism. Different from the ANC. ANC it got corrupt people in it. But one thing that you must respect the ANC for is that ANC has got democratic centralism. Anyone in the ANC can be anything. You can join the ANC and tomorrow you can become the president of the ANC. But you can join the EFF, you will remain a Malema minion and a singer and a praise singer of Malema. You join the MK, you will remain a praise singer and a minion of Jacob Zuma. That's where it will end for you. You understand? But in the ANC, there is democratic centralism. Anyone, I don't know much about how DA things work, but it will seem even the DA such things exist. The rest of other parties are just dictatorship and other funny things that are happening. Your EDM, the guy there has been a president forever until he dies, then another guy might probably take over there. So is IFP, so is these things Christian Democratic Party. That Micho guy has been there. He doesn't even want to go and play with his grandchildren.
Provincial chairperson of Limpopo at the EFF is Lawrence Mapaulo.
That is the man. Read, he wrote an article. When I live here, please read that article that he wrote there. And this man is not Tsonga. This man is Pedi. Mm-hmm. And he was complaining about tribalism. I'm not a fan of the EFF. I think EFF is an anarchist organization, right? But this man is from the EFF and he's making sense. For me, he speaks to my heart. He speaks to my lived experiences. to the things that our people are subjected to on a daily basis, the suffering, the humiliation, and all of the things that our people in Limpopo are suffering and they are subjected to. Right? I can tell you, the rot of these things, if you go and look at the list of companies that get tenders in Giyani, in the municipality that is in Giyani, you'll be shocked. There is less companies that are owned by Tsonga people. I don't want to open it up to Limpopo as a province.
I found the article.
Yes.
It is titled, If You Are Not Saying Nda.
Yes.
That's a Chivenda greeting for those who don't know.
Yes.
If you are not saying Nda,
yes,
you are not hired. EFF in Limpopo accuses Ramathuba of language bias in healthcare hiring. So
you see, this thing is not far-fetched. It's something that is systematic. It's in the system.
Because this guy says it.
No. Because
I'm not criticizing the lady.
No.
Look, remember, Poppy appears as one of the best.
No, she's not the best. She's a PR specialist. I think she chose the wrong career by becoming a medical doctor. She would have been good at PR. Just for her to become a minister of communication in government and make the government look good. She'll be good with that. To be seen in cameras and all of that, it means nothing. If there is no service delivery.
By the way,
going to hospital. No.
There's a lady. I'm just reminded. There's a lady called Dineo.
Yeah.
She always comments on your always. She's called Dineo. She always lambasts Tsonga speaking people. I don't know if she stays in Johannesburg. She keeps on saying the whole of Johannesburg metropolis is filled with Tsonga people speaking people. I just want to give an example. There are people who do not understand that Limpopo as an area has 2 universities. And they would think maybe there are no qualifications, only people come here to learn. And I'll give you another example. Could you not be falling into the same trap?
No,
because Venda people,
I'm not.
They stay,
I think that
the university is nearby.
No. We also go to university.
Yes.
We also go to university. No. I can't say that. I think that woman that you're talking about, I think she's got a point that if indeed in the Johannesburg Metropolis Department, when it comes to numbers, Tsonga are dominant, then they must look at that and say, what could be the problem, right? What is the problem? Why are other people not coming? But now I want to answer that in terms of the...
So if it's Tsonga's dominating, it's not a problem?
It's a problem.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Now I want to answer that and go back to why you will find most Tsonga people in the South African police service at the time, especially in Apartheid. A lot of the guys that came from other areas, they were not educated, and a lot of people, Gazankulu as a former Bantu was one where you will find the mostly educated people. So they could easily be join the police because they could write and other things at that time. But now we can't use that because everyone now can go to school, read and other things. So if that is the trend in the Johannesburg metropolis, I think it should not continue like that. I think there should be equal representation of all tribes in South Africa. So I'm not saying Tsonga should dominate.
As we speak, would you understand if a Chivenda speaking person thinks you are antagonizing them based on your attack, continuous attack on them, especially on the... Because they call it a cultural unit.
Racist.
For them, not
racist will always defend themselves. That's why you have AfriForum going to America.
But you must still allow me to finish my point.
No. Tribalist and racist will always defend themselves and feel that other people are antagonizing them.
Because I want to speak for someone who's Chivenda and who does not subscribe to the thing that you're saying. I want you to talk to him. That person calls it Venda. Like I said, people say Venda, but without any political connotations.
Why are they still doing that?
Yeah, but
30 years down the line.
But you must allow me to finish.
You've got kids that were born in the year 2000 that were not there during Bantustan who still calls it Venda.
The viewers are going to say, Mashiane, you are not giving the good chance to speak. But
no. I just wanted to answer you before you even go further, Mashiane.
Oh,
I'm saying
so you want
Mashiane,
to
I'm saying to you,
finish.
A person who was born in 2005 still calls it Venda. You can't give that kind of a... It's a concept that is built. The professor of anthropology at the University of Pretoria, Fraser McNeill, wrote on that culture of Shumela Venda He wrote about it.
Yeah, but I want us to speak about it.
So you understand. So I'm talking, even anthropologists have touched into the subject. Right? So you can say whatever that you want to say, but the reality of it is that culture must die. Venda must die. Venda as a district must leave. And people there must be social cohesion. We must be treated equally. There must not be the Vendaism, the Gazankuluism, the Siskaism,
I'm
the
a wrong
Botswanaism must die.
I'm a wrong person to defend this, but I'm doing it because of the journalistic balance that I need to draw. So the devil's advocate would say, but Shivambu, here's a scenario. Venda who go with that Shumela Venda, they are doing it for communal and you know what people are doing in ORANIA for cultural unity and identification.
We don't want ORANIA. We don't want ORANIA. We don't want Shumela Venda.
You also want a conclave of Batsonga.
No. I don't want a conclave. We are building this thing to make sure that Batsonga are unchained from the yoke of tribalism.
So the vendors
so
are
we are
doing the same
meeting.
thing.
We are not meeting to attack anyone. We are meeting to tell the government make things equal for everyone. So it's a different thing to say. I'm saying we must build a new Gazankulu. No, I'm not saying that. You need to understand me. This is a high-level conversation that we're having, Mashian. It's not a tavern conversation. It's not a Shebin conversation. It's a conversation where I'm saying we are uniting our people to say, let's be united to fight against people who are reducing us to nothingness. But we are not saying we are fighting individuals. We are fighting the system. That's why we're not saying when we fight this, we'll go and protest at Toyando. We are saying we will take the government to court. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Can we close?
Yes. I want you to understand this because I don't want you tomorrow to misunderstand me. We're not going to go and march to Popira Matuba's office. I've got no time for that. I'm too bigger than that. For what we are going to do, we are saying to government, we are going to write to government and say, and our people have written before, government, we have seen this and this, we need you guys to correct these particular problems. If you're not going to correct it, we are going to take you to court. As per administrative justice requires. So we'll do that. So we're not going to be clownish and go and protest and do anarchy kind of things. We're not anarchists. We're not anarchists. We don't promote anarchy. We want equality. We want equity. And that's what we're fighting for.
Thank you. Let me take an opportunity to close while he's taking his eyes on the phone. So, Mashian politically incorrect here. Just for those who do not know, I do go out and seek indulgence from Bavenda speaking people. I've done that with many of them. And in the past, I would be lucky. I would have Balemba who come here and discuss issues. And some of the things that Mtako puts on the table, we do discuss with them. On the cultural side, I've been battling. So the reason I'm stating all of this is so you don't think this is one-sided. I do not go out to reach for Bavenda people who are cultural people. I mean, from common people in Bavenda and even people who are linked to royalty, I've engaged them. Lo and behold, they still do not want to come. So, of course, I do not agree with everything that he says. And if I have an opportunity, I'll take him on. The podcast is not about me. It's about him and the people who come and attend. Mashian Political Inquiry, please just know that if you know someone who can come and explain these things better. In fact, the Chivenda history, I've been battling to get someone who can come and tell us the Chivenda history. And of course, people from Kwandebele. Let me close it there before it becomes much longer than it is. He will get something to drink. He's very agitated. Ntsako, yeah, cancer.
Sure.
Sure.
This is not an attack.